Hey guys, welcome to Easy Street Garage. We are finally here at ESG on location to shoot some content that I think will have a lot of value for you guys in the detailing world. Those that really care about the finish of their car. And I know right now you're probably thinking, Scott, stop touching the car. Yeah, I can't help myself. However, today's content is going to be about microfiber towels, and before you tune out, hang in there. I'm not going to talk about technology of microfibers. I'm going to talk about some secrets that I have that I use on my car with various different microfiber towels. And at the end here, toward the end, I'm going to talk about what a lot of people have problems with, and that's glass. And you can clean the glass, you pull out of the garage, you make your way down the road, and you've got streaks, all right? So I'm gonna eliminate that issue for you today here at Easy Street Garage. So let's move on. The first thing I wanna do is get the whole piece of the cleaning part of this video out of the way. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time in this video. I will in a future video talk about that. However, the one thing I do use here at ESG, of course, a pressure washer, about a 2,000 pound pressure washer I have here. I also use the CS spotless rinse filtration system, and we do use the dual bucket process for wheels, tires, and such here. Now, when I'm traveling and I'm on the road, I use the Croftgate rinseless wash, okay? So for instance, when we were down at Ponies and the Smokies this year, we had a lot of rain up front, beautiful day for the 2 days for the show and the cruise-in. So what I did from Croftgate was I had two buckets basically. One was the wash product and the other was clear rinse, right? And so I just detailed the car up from a little bit of mist and rain, and I was ready to go. If you're interested here in Ohio in that product, you can reach out to Smith Show and Shine. It's smithshowandshine.com. And in fact, you could go back in some of our other videos. We have some content in there from when they were here at ESG. All right, so with that said, when I wash the vehicle, when I wash my car, I basically use the system I talked about. I do use a microfiber mitt to loosen some of the heavier contaminants off the car. I'm also using a foam cannon with the Chemical Guys Honeydew. I like that product, seems to have a good lift. It leaves nice, basically finish on the car. So it's a good product. The other thing I do is I use the Milwaukee blower, right? So this thing has a really a good blast out of the tube, and it blows off the water from all of those spots that really collect and hold the water. So I do recommend this product, and I think it works extremely well. The other thing I do now in the final dry, getting into a microfiber product I'll talk a little bit more about later, is I do use a waffle weave. So why is the term waffle, what effect does waffle have with a microfiber towel? It's the way the towel is made and cut that allows, with the waffle weave, it allows this towel to hold a significant amount of water and absorb a significant amount of water. Cool. So, all right, so let's now move in and let's talk about some of the more important pieces of microfiber. The first thing I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about the synthetic weave or the synthetic blend of a microfiber towel. Before I do that, guys, I am not an expert on microfiber towels. This is more of an application video today to talk about what works for me as a novice and what might also work for you. So I'm not going to get into a lot of scientific discussion. However, before I do, there is one thing that I do want to talk to, and that is the synthetic weave of these towels. You'll typically hear the 70-30. You'll hear these percentages thrown out at you. And so all I want to do is say that the very first percentage, or that very first measurement, is the polyester content of the towel. The second is the polyamide piece of it. And so that polyamide piece of it, I kind of tend to look at it a little bit more seriously when I'm looking at application, okay? That typically means, like, if you're looking at a 70-30 synthetic blend, that 30%, that last number, the higher the percentage, that's the softer, the more plush, the more absorbent that the towel is. And so I kind of look at that based on application. So that's the only technical talk I'm going to give today on that synthetic blend piece of the puzzle. The other piece of the puzzle is that you'll often hear the measurement in grams per square meter, right? So you'll hear GSM thrown around quite a bit. When you hear that whole subject of GSM, what that basically is that the measurement of softness, of absorbency in the towel. That's the way I kind of look at it. So if I'm looking for a really cuddly towel that does a lot has a lot of absorbency or what have you, then I kind of look for a higher GSM. I'll show you a towel today that has a 480 GSM, or a GSM of 480. And I use that, I like it only for a personal reason. And that's what you're going to see when I talk about all my microfibers today, is over time, they work for me. You're going to find over time, once you get into these microfibers, some work for you differently than others, okay? And I think that's what's important, really. I mean, we could talk about, the technology and what's best all day long, but let's face it, we're novices at this. I'm not a professional detailer. I only do this as a hobby, so I'm going to find what I like to use and what's comfortable for me, and I think you might find that you're going to be the same way if you're looking for ideas to detail your car, and some helpful hints today. So with that said, I'm going to move forward here, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about a microfiber towel that is fairly inexpensive, that I buy in a 36-pack, bulk 36-pack. And I buy these at Costco because they seem to have the best price, plus I can go right there and I can get them and leave with them, all right? So I buy these in bulk, and I use those specifically for my wheels, tires. I use it for wheel wells. Anything below the water line of my car, I use this inexpensive microfiber towel. It's a Kirkland brand from Costco, and I, yes, have a lift, and I do detail the bottom of the car using this microfiber towel. Now, once I'm done using this towel, I got to tell you, I don't keep it. I don't have a reason to. I have a shop near me that is a mechanic shop, and I recycle these towels directly to them after one use. And I like the people that sell this product. They're very honest. And so I use multi-clean, and when I use multi-clean on detailing bugs or anything of that nature off of my car, I tend to go to again, this is a 70-30 blend, but this is a product this microfiber is a product that comes out of China. And I personally think that there's two basically sources for microfibers, by the way. It's either China or South Korea, right? And so there's a lot of opinion as who makes the best microfiber towel. I have an opinion, which probably isn't going to be correct, but it's just my opinion, that's all. The Chinese microfiber towel is not the quality of the South Korean towel. The other thing too is that there are different edge configurations of towels, right? So for me, this towel basically has a very soft edge. It does have an edge around it, which is sewn in. And I'm not sure what the material is of this. If you do know what it is, please put it down in the comment section below, because that'd be helpful. However, this is the towel that I will use if I'm using multi-clean, or in some other cases, I carry around with me DI water, deionized water, so I could also clean bugs off with that. And so what I tend to do is I go to a towel that has a very low GSM. That's that grams per square meter. And so this towel really does a good job of, if I'm going to be, spraying the car with deionized water and maybe wiping off some bugs or what have you, this towel really works well. So again, this is, all my towels, by the way, come from the Rag Company. I think the Rag Company's got probably the best products. They're privately owned, and you talk directly with the ownership when you call. Again, I use their stuff. You can also get it on, Rag Company is also on Amazon.com, so if you want to go there, that's where you could get some of their products. So, with that said, this is a 70-30. It tends to work pretty well for me. However, this is the important piece of the puzzle, guys. By the way, this is a 16-16, right? Or kind of close. I typically fold my microfibers up into quarters. That way I have a lot of surface area that I could use out of the microfiber. I then flip it around again. I find another fresh, clean spot on the microfiber. When I get to a certain point, I've used all 4 quarters of this. It's time for me to wash the microfiber towel. When I wash microfiber towels, it's very important not to put heat to these microfiber towels, because then it tends to close the weave up on it. So I just air dry these things at the end of the day. I wash them, air dry them, bring them back, use them again, except the towels that I use below the water line of the car. Those I get rid of. The other towel that I use also is a larger towel here. I have and do like to use this one also for drying. Quite a bit of absorbency, not quite as efficient as the waffle weave, but it works. And so I do have some of the larger towels here. I told you before, it's all based on application. So if you've got a larger microfiber like this, sometimes I tend to like to use it in halves. So, you could get a nice little coverage from a towel like this, especially if you're drying. So some of my towels are larger, and again, it's a personal preference when it comes to using microfiber towels. All right, so my ultimate all-time favorite microfiber towel is a Korean weave, all right? It is a 480, or a GSM of 480. It's a edgeless towel, okay? So what does that mean? That basically means that it's got an ultrasonic fused cut, all right? So this towel is really, really thick. And you know what? I think the bottom line for me is, and I know there'll be some comments about this, but I always tend to like the way the towel feels as I'm applying a finish to the car. And that is where it comes into the personal touch to your microfiber. So, develop a relationship with your microfibers, if you would. And when you do, you're going to enjoy the detail piece of this hobby much more. But I did promise you glass. And this is one of the areas that I have done quite a bit of research on. And I actually have found something that works. It works for me. If it works for me, it's going to work for you. It involves 2 things. It involves microfibers, and it does involve the product that I use to clean the glass with. Now, the one thing that I found that works the best for me is foam. Now, this is a Chemical Guys product. That's where I get it from. The foam seems to work the best, and I will say, just like I told you on the product you're using on your paint, less is more. And so that is probably enough for the application that I'm going to share with you. Now, How about microfiber towels? Which microfiber towel are you using on your glass? And so I, again, have gone to the rag company. I've chosen a very short, matte microfiber weave. And this is specifically designed for glass. And when you go on their website or go to Amazon, you'll see that this is a microfiber towel designed for glass. And because it has such a short pile or a short cut to it, it tends to eliminate those contaminants that are sitting on the surface of the glass, right? So it works really well. Flip it over again. Try try another clean side until you get all the way through and you have no product left on the glass. Now, you're not done, because if I were to pull my car out of ESG, out into the sunlight right now, I guarantee you I'll see streaks, whether inside or outside. It doesn't matter. So here's what I found that works amazing. You take a waffle weave microfiber towel. This waffle weave microfiber towel is also designated for glass. But the difference now is that I do not apply another coat of glass cleaner to the glass. What I do is I take this waffle weave microfiber towel, which has a waffle weave cut to it. It's a little bit more plush, and I use it completely dry on the glass. So apply a little bit of pressure. I go over the glass. I make sure I've got an even stroke up and down on this thing to give it a nice clean feel to it. And I will guarantee you immediately, before you even pull out of the garage, you're going to see the difference on using this technique. So again, use the foam, use the short weave for glass, use the waffle weave pile for the glass, dry. Wet, dry. And remember, less is more. So that's how I clean glass. Guys, I hope this video had some value. If you've got some ideas that you can also add that are helpful, please put those in the comments below. And I would like to ask you, please, pretty please, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to build some subscribership. Hit that thumbs up. And if you like what you saw and you want to see some more content, because more is coming, please toggle the bell. You'll get a notification that we're posting some new content. Again, thanks for tuning into the channel. This is Easy Street Garage, and until next time, clean your windows. Have a great day.